Hello viewers, welcome to the next video in the tutorial series for PHP. In this video, we are going to discuss about decision making in PHP. So, normally when we are writing the code, there are many scenarios in which we have to test the conditions. So, for example, in a code, there can be a condition like if something is true, then execute a piece of code. Else, if some other condition is true, then execute a certain piece of code. Else, if both the condition fails, then execute a certain piece of code. So this is how normally we perform the decision making in the code. So in PHP, there are two type of conditional statements that we have. The first one is if, ELSEIF, else. So there are three variations in it. We could simply have as an if statement, or we can have if else statement, or we can have if ELSEIF else statements. So let's see this with an example so that we have more clarity. So so this is the example that we have. So here I have defined an array which is having the values as red, blue and green, and we have a variable called $x and null is assigned to this variable. So here right now, if I'm putting this condition, only the if condition, if $x is equals to red, then echo this. Other piece of code right now I have commented. So what would happen is, now $x is null right now, so this condition is not satisfied, so this would not be printed. So let's execute this on the browser. So I have refreshed the browser and nothing is printed over here. The reason being because $x is null and we are comparing it to red over here. Now let's change this value to null. Oh no, sorry, it should be null. And now let's refresh the browser. So it displays equals to red because it enters it, this condition is satisfied, so this is printed. Now let's revert it back and open this else condition. Okay, now $x is null and here $x is red, so this would not be printed. It would print this echo no value because it enters into this condition. So it prints no value over here. Okay, now we have seen if, we have seen if else. Now if ELSEIF, else. Okay, so I would just open this comment. Okay, now what would happen is, if $x is equals to red, then it should print red. If blue, then blue. If green, then green. Else no value. So right now if I execute it on browser, it would say no value because $x is null. Now let's say if I change it to blue, right, it should print equals to blue because this condition is satisfied. So it prints equals to blue. If I change it to green, it should print green. So this is how the if condition, if else condition and if ELSEIF else condition works in the code. Now let's look into the second conditional statement, which is the switch case. So it is actually an alternative to if ELSEIF else. It's test a variable against a set of values. So basically you compare the variable values with case statements, and if the value match, the block of code inside that case statement is executed. So now let's see this with the help of an example. So here I would just comment this code and I would open switch case statement. Okay, so now $x is green over here. So how this executes? So this is the variable that we are comparing, right? So it says switch $x, check the value of $x. Now if case is red, then print this, and this is very important. Break is very important. If you don't provide it, there would be error in the output. So you provide a, either you can provide a break, or you can return from here. So right now $x, so $x is green, right? So it would print equals to green. So let's run it on browser. So it prints equals to green. Now let's say if I say $x is equals to null, then this case would not be satisfied, this case would not be satisfied, this case would not be satisfied. So it would enter into the default. So this is how, I mean, in the switch statement, if no cases conditions are satisfied, then it would by default prints what is there in the default. So now execute it on the browser, it prints no value. So this is how the switch statement works in the code. I hope this tutorial is useful to you. In case you have any questions, you can post them in the comment section. Also, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more such videos. In case you have any queries, you can also contact us at info@ushainformatic.com. Thank you very much.